If you clicked on this video, you've probably seen the picture-perfect Instagram aesthetic about studying in the United States. But what if the version that you see online hides the part that can cost you your money, your mental health, and 3 years of your life? In this video, I'll talk about the reality that nobody warns you about before you come here. Stay with me, because at the end of this video, you'll know whether this path is worth it for you. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Solitude, a Premed at UC Berkeley. I'm doing this because I know there's thousands of you in India, China, back home in the Middle East that are looking at US rankings and wanting to come here. Come to the best public school in the world. I want to be for the friend that I wish I had 3 years ago, that just wanted my happiness and my success. Not because of traditions or values, just because they care for me. They care for their friend. I don't want to give you guys the admission committee brochure telling you this is the best school in the world. I'll give you the director's cut, the messy reality of going to university abroad. So I'm going to break this down to what actually matters. The culture shock, not just food, just how everybody is. The academic meat grinder where grades are deflated. This snake culture where everybody just wants to make you fail. And also I'll talk about the money, the $250,000 that is an elephant in the room. And finally, I'll talk to you about my mental health and my battles with ADHD. So grab a coffee or tea, I like tea personally, and get comfortable. This conversation is for you. Let's go to year one. So you land at the airport and now you're at the honeymoon phase, where everything is perfect. You see everything as if it's perfect. The architecture, beautiful. New people, new experiences, the freedom that comes with you being here. No family, no friends, no neighbors. You're anonymous. Nobody knows you. You can create whoever you want. You can be whoever you want. But it lasts about a month. After 1 month, you're in the deep of it. You're in the thick of it. Those rose-tinted glasses are gone. You're stressing out. You have midterms. You don't know what's going on. And the loneliness hits too. American individualism is a great thing. It is very great to feel for yourself and know yourself and want to be the best version of yourself. But also coming from a culture where community is a big thing and there's a lot of support systems and I have a lot of siblings, it kind of gets very lonely. Yes, people are friendly. I've met the most nicest people here, nicer than people back home in my country, but it was always all surface level. Everybody just says hi, how are you, but there's no deep conversations. There are no deep friendships, at least at the beginning. And the loneliness hits you. Being an individual is great, but being an individual in an individualistic society is very tiring. I remember sitting down with somebody I met in my physics class and I was like, yeah, let's hang out next week or something. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool, let's do that. And then they open their calendar and then they're like, oh, never mind, I can only hang out in 3 weeks. And I'm like, I just wanted to hang out. We could study together, like, I don't care. And they're like, no, I have this and that and that. And because of that, you feel like you're inferior. You feel like you're not doing enough. And you feel like every time you just want to rest, you can't. Because somebody else is doing it. Everybody is their own lone wolf. Everybody's trying to achieve something. And that rubs hard on you. And you become so obsessed with hustle culture that you literally break yourself and cut yourself up to be able to succeed, which I would like. It's great, but you need rest too. You need rest too. And in this type of culture, you don't get that. And then we have the academic meat grinder. Berkeley is very known for grade deflation. Grade deflation means it doesn't matter what your percentage is. For most classes. If you're not at the top 15 or 20% of the class, you're not getting an A. Forget about it. You're not getting an A. And because of that, because of this, where even if you have a 93%, you may end up getting a B plus just because everybody else in the class kind of did better on your average. There is this type of gunner snake culture that just gets bred in this type of environment where everybody's just trying to sabotage everybody else so they can feel better about themselves or so they can get A, especially if you're pre-med, because grades matter for grad school. They matter for medical school. I remember it was sophomore year. It was for my 3AL lab, which is a chemistry lab here. I was not collecting the right data, or I didn't know how to collect the data. So I asked somebody else, how do I do this? Or do you have the data that you can give me so I can complete my lab report? And they gave me the wrong answers. They gave me the wrong data. They sabotaged me so they can get an A, but I can't. I understand it. I don't blame them. This is the culture that this breeds. Everybody's at competition. Everybody's at odds. Nobody wants to help each other. Nobody wants to teach each other. And that just makes it so much harder. So much harder. Especially if you're international, because that 1C, that 1D is gonna cost you way more. Yes, if you're American, yeah, you're gonna cry about the grade and then you can retake it. If you're an international, you can literally lose your visa or lose your scholarship. And if you do that, you're gonna get deported. And everything you sacrificed is just gone. So every time I enter an exam, I feel like I'm in court dealing with a deportation case, not knowing if I will be there or I'll be okay tomorrow. And that just makes you be very, very high alert. Imagine having high cortisol levels running through your veins for 3 years straight. It's tiring, and it does change you. In high school, it was structured. Teachers will chase you to do your homework. But in college, you're just an ID number. Yes, there's people that do care about you, but there's too many students to manage. Everybody's trying to do their best, trying to just do the work. So you have to be responsible and do everything else. And if you have undiagnosed ADHD, the lack of structure is your kryptonite, literally. That pressure brings you to the invisible struggle. For the first 2 years, I was drowning. I couldn't prioritize, I couldn't study. I would spend 12 hours in the library, stuck in 10 slides. And I couldn't prioritize. I couldn't do anything. I felt like I was not cut out for it. I said, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe I should just go back home. It wasn't until my junior year when I finally got diagnosed and finally understood what was going on. My doctors explained to me my executive dysfunction, and I understood myself more. And yes, it was a turning point, but navigating the US health system was horrid. I spent months and months and months just trying to find a psychiatrist in network, trying to find somebody that will diagnose me, trying to just do the paperwork, get everything done, and just navigate everything. And it was bad because the system was not designed for you. So listen to me. If you know you have ADHD or any type of other disorder, get your support system set up. Get your papers, get your prescription, get everything set up before you get here. Because the system here is not designed. It's not designed to save you. Do not do what I did. Do not be in the middle of your sophomore year, drowning in biochemistry, not being able to get out, and trying to wait for the life raft. So listen to me and do that. As an international student, I pay out-of-state tuition, which means I pay 50 to 60K a year only for school fees. And then I pay the Bay Area tax. Berkeley is near San Francisco. It's also near San Jose. which makes my rent astronomically high. A bagel, $14. A cup of coffee, $7. Oh, if you want a matcha latte, give me $9. This is the Bay Area tax. Your living costs are as much as your school fees. So by the time you graduate, you're going to have around $250K or $500K in debt. And that creates a massive amount of guilt. Every time you fail a test or you just get an A-, you're like, oh, $5,000 down the drain. And then if you want to go out for a nice meal, you feel guilty because you just spent money that was unnecessarily spent. Every time you do this or that, you start calculating from dollars to your currency to understand how much you just spent. And it just makes you feel so guilty. Then you ask yourself, was it worth it? Is this actually a good investment? Yeah, maybe if I stayed in the US, I'll pay it back eventually. But what if I want to go back home? Then what? It's a huge burden to carry. And you really need to know what you really want for this to be worth it. We've talked about the stress, the snakes, the ADHD. And you heard how terrible is it. Yeah, it sounds like a scam. I'll be honest, it does sound like a scam. So why am I still here? Why haven't I just packed my shit and went back home? So the verdict of the 3 years I've spent here. If your goal is to just get a degree or have fun in this American world and get the college experience and party, then no, it's not worth it. Just trust me, it is not. Go somewhere. Go somewhere else. Go to maybe a state school, or if you really want the US, or go to somewhere closer to home. Save your money. But if your goal is to transform, then yes. This 3 years have built something, have built me from the ground up, have built my resilience. I have such thick skin now that nobody can cut through it. And that is not bought by money. I worked in research labs with the Nobel lecturers. I've been taught from the best in the field. I have used technology that is not even on market yet, that probably I will not see again for the rest of my life if I was back home. I learned to advocate for myself. I've learned to navigate a broken medical system. And I've learned so much more about myself. And I've become more confident. So if you survive Berkeley, medical school will be so easy. If you can't survive this pressure, nothing will break you. I am not the same person that arrived at that airport. That kid was naive. The person that is sitting in front of you today is tired, yes, is broke, definitely, but it's someone that is so strong and someone that is so resilient and someone that learned a lot. So that's the reality. It's going to be tiring. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to test everything in you. But for me, it was a fight worth fighting. And for a lot of you, it will. So in the comments, let me know, is the $250,000 price tag worth it for you? I'm going to be documenting the rest of my journey here and my journey in the future. I'll talk more about the advice that I have for you guys and what I've learned from being here. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, like, share. If you want to watch more of my content, this is my last video. It's in Arabic, but I have English subtitles talking about how I solved my exhaustion. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.